5. Hello, welcome to Sizzle Crypto, and today we're going to be looking at Bitcoin, XRP, USDT dominance, and I got some breaking news for all of you and a possible trade at the end of this video, so let's get right into it. Okay, for Bitcoin, as you can see right now, I got all the MAs, 5 MA, 21, 50, 80, 100, and 200. And right now on the 4-hour chart, they're going down. They're pointing downwards. Price action is below the MAs, which means bearish overall. So we're really hoping that Bitcoin bounces hard around this 100. Now, it did try, as you can see. It did try, and it is getting some wicks below this, which is pretty good. But if it keeps retesting this line, you're going to lose out on all the buyers. And so we really don't want to see that overall, especially if you're bullish, unless you're in a short position. What you really want is to see Bitcoin to bounce around here. Maybe touch one more and have a wick touch this one more time. But all I can say for you is that we're just going to have to keep an eye on it. There's really not too much I can say. And I would say the news is going to move more the market right now than any price action that you see in any chart. We got a lot of news to get into, some quick ones, not too much, but something that's going to affect us later today. We got the Fed chair schedule earning meeting for 4 p.m. today. I think that's Eastern time. I'm not sure about the mountains and all that stuff. But if you live in the East Coast, like around Virginia and all that, closer to DC, I think we're talking around 4 p.m. right over there. So that's going to be major, and this definitely could affect the market, whether it's going to be bullish or it's going to have a bearish sentiment. If it is bearish, you're going to look for Bitcoin to break below the 100K. I think that's going to be the make or break for today. Just to show you from the other day when I was trying to show you XRP, the market's still bearish, so you can't expect too much. But just like I was telling you, a little bounce right here. I was in a leverage long, went up to here, not too bad. If you're in a long position, you don't have to make the 40, 50, 60% in order to gain a lot of money. In a bearish market, you want to take profits early. So like right here, I did a 3%. That's 21% overall on my trade. Nothing but good. I just wanted to show you I have validity on what I'm doing. I notice things and I can keep a track of it. Plus, you had the long wicks right over here, which is associated with the long wick theory. If you ever heard about that, essentially the long wick theory is wicks can show reversal. Like, this is just kind of messy. That's more of a dump. But right here, it's not a super long wick, but you saw how this was finally the reversal. It showed, hey, the bulls are here. They bought that up, and then we saw some price action to the upside. Came down here, one biggish wick. Price to the upside, and vice versa. It can also mean to the downside. But right here are the bigger wicks, which show there's a lot of buy pressure, which is overall a good thing. Soon, at some point, I will make a couple videos for basic people to learn this stuff. If you're interested, like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know in the comment section if you happen to watch this. So let's check out USDT dominance. So USDT dominance, I'm on the 1-hour chart, and I'm really hoping for this to go lower. But if it goes lower, let's just say here, and it hovers around here, we could be looking for a double bottom, especially if the RSI is showing bullish divergence. That, in my opinion, up to you, but that's when I would exit my long position, especially if you're on leverage. You can always buy back in, but if it forms a double bottom, you got this falling wedge with a 68% chance to break to the upside. And there you go. If that happens, you're looking for the crypto market as a whole to go down. I will definitely be entering a short position on that case. And that's all I really want to show you with that. There's not too much to go into today. Let me make it a little more clear for you. And there is patterns within patterns, and I will get into that also in another video. But what I mean by that is, like, look at it. For the big pattern, essentially patterns are also support and resistance. So for the big pattern, you wanted to break here, retest, and go up. If it breaks this bigger pattern with a strong bullish momentum, then you're looking for the whole thing to play out, which would be right here, which is exactly, if we get into here, just as I was showing you the other day, exactly the measured move. The measured move of depending on how big the chart is, could take a while. It could take days to play out. Let's just show you in days. Look at this measure move. 1, 2. That's when it was more confirmed. 3, 4. 4. Yeah, 4 days so far. And let me remove this. And so it still could take another 3 to 4 days. But for this pattern to play out, when it did, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it just takes a while. And since this was a 1-day chart, it took days to play out. And it's still playing out. There's a huge possibility it will touch here. And it will either get rejected or it will hold support and move on up, which means that the bear market is in my opinion, at least for the short term. Remember, I just go off the charts. I go off what the news is affecting the charts, and I'm just here to help you make the best trade that you can. I'm here for nothing more than that. I hope you like my videos. So, like I showed you, the Fed scheduled an urgent meeting for 4 p.m. today. Insiders claim it's tied to December rate cut plans. We don't know, but that's what they claim. And potential increase in crypto reserve holdings. Bullish if true. Market may erupt shortly. If that is true, that would be bullish news. I don't know if it will completely boost the market, but we could see some short-term positive upside. I'd probably wait to make a trade if I were you. Before I jump in, I would wait to see what that Fed meeting's all about. All right, let's just move on to TAO. And the reason I'm showing TAO is because, as you can see, I didn't really make any lines of support or resistance. The reason I'm showing you TAO is because it's going through a halving on 10th of December 2025. And I pulled it up just to make it a very clear definition. A crypto halving is an event that cuts the rewards for Bitcoin miners, TAO in this case, in half, occurring approximately every 4 years and designed to reduce the rate of a new Bitcoin entering circulation and increase security. So, for example, TAO, just ain't a very accurate description, but let's say you had a computer and you could mine 1 TAO every day. When the halving takes effect, you'll only get half a TAO every single day, which means that the price naturally will go up because the scarcity of TAO will go up. So that's all a halving means, and that's something I'm just saying to keep an eye out. If more positive bullish sentiment and we get to an altcoin season comes along the way, TAO is definitely on my radar because that is always a very positive situation. Thank you for watching my video today. I appreciate you. Like, subscribe, and show some love. Thank you. Have a nice day.